There is no reason why the existing exchanges should be overturned through a court case. This should be an easy case. Frankly, it probably shouldn't even been taken up.
All right, was he lecturing the Supreme Court? Well, forget about opening arguments defending the health care law. The president thinks it is a closed case. Texas Republican Congressman Jeb Hensarling is not quite convinced. And Congress, you and I were briefly chatting during the break here that whether that could hurt his chances if the Supreme Court heard this. What do you mean we're all but idiots for taking it up,
well,
right?
I hope so. I must admit, with all due respect to the president, it's somewhat mind-boggling to me that he actually used to teach law. So number one, what he really wants is a unilateral, unlawful Obamacare do-over. The statute is pretty clear that in order to receive the subsidies in question, you have to be part of a state exchange. And now the president is saying, well, we really didn't mean that. And so this is what we really meant. Well, unfortunately, the English language gets in the way. And again, this is the president eroding the rule of law. And if I was on the Supreme Court, I'd be a little bit offended.
Now, would you be offended to the point that, let's say a decision was actually made some time ago, will come out maybe next Monday or the Monday thereafter, but that the ruling is such that they have said, let's hypothetically here, that it's too far into this to start changing about the constitution of the subsidies. We'd disrupt the whole thing. Millions would be without insurance. And a statement like this hurts the president because they could go back and revisit that and say, no, no, no.
Well, it isn't the first time that the president has lectured the Supreme Court. We certainly know that. If I was them, I would be offended. Having said that, I would still hope I would do my job, and my job is to interpret the law.
But what of that interpretation that I had, and I'm no lawyer, but that you're so deep in this thing now that if you were, even with very valid reasons, to question the Constitution aspect of subsidies, it would mess everything up.
Well, even Chief Justice Roberts has said that that is not their job to make the public policy. And indeed, under our system of checks and balances, separation of powers, that is not their job.
Well,
so
how do you think the court will rule?
I don't know. I'm not.
So let's say they rule against the Constitution subsidies. Then the onus will be on you and the president. Well, what do you do with these 10 million or so?
Well, listen, I think it's a very valid issue. Republicans have worked together in order to provide an off-ramp to Obamacare. I mean, the reasons these policies are so expensive is because of all the different mandates. And so through a series of various tax incentives, through deductions and credits, through ensuring that states can no longer have to follow the employer and employee mandates. We hope we can make
so there could be a way to move on.
There's a way to move on. There's an off-ramp to Obamacare that gets us where we need to go.
Congressman, thank you very much. And he was here in person. We were going to say horrible things about him, but he was right here. We didn't know that. All right, see you tomorrow.